What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Alphabet Incorporated with the ticker symbol GOOG. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. So here's the daily chart for Google. You can see that from earlier this year, we had a nice uptrend that this yellow channel represents. It was also a impulse up. That's what this arrow represents too. So after the uptrend channel gets a break, we expect 2 attempts at a new high. So we saw 1 attempt higher, price pullback. We just got the second attempt. After making the new high, look what Google is doing. It's just going sideways basically. So basically, it could be continuing higher because this correction looks kind of weak. However, we do have this downtrend line in place. So this trend line right here is stopping price from going up higher, because after you see 2 legs up, we see basically 2 legs down, that can reset the market, and basically that would tell me that we're making 1 large leg up and the second leg up could start from here. So that's how I'm looking at Google. Basically, it has the opportunity for higher price targets because it's holding up much better than, Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, a bunch of other tech stocks. It's holding up much better than other tech stocks. However, this downtrend line is what's stopping price from going up higher. So this tells me that if we can break this trend line and get above it and hold it, get on the opposite side, maybe something like that, that's a very good chance for price to continue higher, because the bulls are trying to reach the all-time highs at the 151 level and this measure move target at the 156 level. However, the bears are trying to, obviously drop down price. So if we see price fail and start, respecting this trend line, then I'm going to be looking for this gap fill that was created by this earnings report at the 123 level, and then probably retest the 118, 119 level, because that was a key level in the past. Look how many times Google found resistance from that level. So we broke through it, found support now. We didn't continue much higher, so price could be pulling back to retest that level once again. So Google looking not as strong, but not as weak as other stocks. It all depends on what price wants to do at the end of the day. So, if we see a nice move up higher, we just got rejected from the trend line too. So you can see that this trend line is doing something to the price. Today's candle bar, you see we did get some rejection. So again, if this continues to drop down lower, then this trend line needs to hold right over here. This trend line needs to hold right over here. If it doesn't, we're probably going to see a gap fill and then probably the 119 level. So that's probably most likely to occur, especially because we had an uptrend, a break, and 2 legs higher. But the correction, is telling me that the market could reset for another opportunity higher, but this trend line is stopping that. So there's a lot of indecision here. A lot of times when you look at the market, you're going to be bullish. You're going to also be bearish, but sometimes you're going to be neutral, because there's also, there's going to be some indecision. The bulls are trying to drive up price. The bears are trying to drive down price. This is an area to maybe just sit still and just watch what happens on the chart. So Google, I'll be leaning more towards the downside. I'm looking for the gap fill at the 123 level and then the 119 level. That's if this trend line holds. If the trend line breaks, I want to see price break it and then hold this other trend line and then continue higher, or just break it. And then, obviously we could just continue higher out of there without pulling back. But it's probably better if we break it, pull back slightly, and then it will continue higher. So something like that is what I want to see for me to be bullish on Google. Right now, it is a good opportunity for price to still continue correct down lower. So that's all I have for Google on the daily chart. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. So here's the weekly chart for Google, and the same analysis as Microsoft. You can see that was a large impulse from 2020. Stopped right here in November 2021. Price pulled back, and looks like we could be in the formation of the second leg up towards the high 180s. So that is the next target for Google if this trend can maintain itself. But the thing is that we have this downward trend back here in the past, and it's a very nice fitting downward trend channel. So we could come back maybe to the lows of that downward trend channel at the 80s. So I don't want to say that right now until I see price break the 118 level, because this is still a strong uptrend. However, it's showing signs of weakness because we saw a break of the channel and it's struggling to go up higher. So we could see a large pullback. That pullback will tell me if we're going to be seeing another drop down lower, or we're just going to be finding support for another leg up higher. So Google, it's in a gray area. You could be bullish, you could also be bearish. It just depends on what price wants to do. It'll tell us, in a couple of days, couple of weeks on what it really wants to do, and then, you could decide on what to do from there. but right now it's leaning more towards the downside because maybe a bunch of other stocks are going to be pulling back. We're still kind of far away from the EMA. It's right around the 120, which is coinciding with this 118 support level. So there's a good chance that Google might also see a pullback in the next coming days, coming weeks. And then if it can hold that level, we'll probably see another attempt higher towards the all-time highs. But if we see a break of this level like that, then there's a very good chance this bear market or this downtrend is having a very strong influence on the price, and we might still see lower price targets. So this is something I just want to bring up. That price can still go lower, even though we saw this nice move up higher. It's not something to not sleep over, but it's definitely something apparent on the chart, and I have to bring it up that we can probably still go lower, because if you do a fib retracement from the highs to the lows, you can see that we pull back right around the 618 level. So this is still technically a pullback in this downtrend. So what does that mean? It means we could still see another large leg down. However, if we start finding support over here and it doesn't look like Google wants to go lower, let me go and press the arrow. Yeah, if we start finding support here, it doesn't look like Google wants to go lower, then obviously we don't have to worry about the downtrend. So it's just something to bring up, and that's all I have for Google on the daily and weekly charts. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.
The Vee Trades technical analysis course is now live. Learn to read the chart the right way to prevent costly mistakes. Click the link below to start training now.